What's going on YouTube? It's Kishin Ikari, and today we're going to be talking about 1.6 and what we can expect to be coming from it. But before we jump into that, I just want to give a huge shout out to Division for being the third best selling game in the United States. That's not an easy feat to do, especially when you have a competition like Call of Duty and Battlefield up against you. So here's to you, Division. Now that we got that out the way, let's talk about the 1.6 update and what we can expect to be coming from it. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I'm looking very forward to this update. It seems to be one of the most game-changing updates since Survival, and Survival was a huge change. So we're gonna jump right into it, and we're gonna start off with the biggest piece of news, which is the Dark Zone. We finally did it, people. We made it to the end game, and we are finally getting the rest of the Dark Zone. As I said before, I speculated that we get an extension to either the park or at least Midtown to what was left of the Dark Zone, and I was correct. The Dark Zone will be getting 3 more extra Dark Zone areas, 7, 8, and 9, and it will now extend to Midtown East. There will be new landmarks featuring brand new enemies. Hopefully they'll put the hunters out there. That'll be a cool feature. These landmarks will have especially special loot that when you complete the landmark, the loot will go straight into your inventory. I feel a certain way about this, and then I don't feel a certain way about this. This is a really cool feature to think about, because when you do certain things that are extreme difficulty, you don't want to have to worry about extracting your gear every 20 seconds as soon as you get something good. Especially in the higher brackets, when you're in the 230 area and you're in the Dark Zone 6, people kill you just for breathing the wrong way. You don't even have to have anything. They just kill you just because. And it's really annoying. So having something where you can just get it for yourself and keep it is a really cool idea. They're also implementing fast travel into the Dark Zone checkpoints, which is freaking amazing. I'm not sure how they're going to run it though, because it'd be kind of strange to go from DZ9 where you got something completely freaking amazing and then just go back to DZ1 where it's easier to extract from. It's kind of questionable, but we'll see how that goes. Next up on the chopping block is the contamination event inside the Dark Zone. There will be very specific contamination events that will be launched every hour on the hour. So what this means is special enemies will come up with very special things that you can get from them. And if you kill them in time before, anybody else finds out that they're there, you can get something cool from them. It's going to work essentially the same way the drops work right now for the helicopter drops in the Dark Zone right now. It's going to work the same way, but the guys that you got to kill are going to have the really, really cool stuff. And just like those other things where I was talking about where you can find it and it goes straight to your inventory, this will also apply to that. You won't have to extract this stuff. It will go straight into your inventory. They're also implementing a Dark Zone leaderboard where it will track how well you do, whether it's killing players, whether it's helping players, whether it's just surviving in the Dark Zone, whether it's collecting gear. They're going to keep track of all that stuff for you. So as you progress inside the Dark Zone from now on, you will now have a leaderboard tracker, or you will be rewarded for how well you do these things every end of the month, as it says here, where you will be rewarded for top stuff. You'll get stuff like a special emote, some cool jacket, a hat, maybe even a gun, who knows. It's up in the air right now. 1.6 is still slightly far away, so these things are subject to change. Next up, we have the regular leaderboards. The PvE leaderboards will also function the same way as the PvP leaderboards. It depends on how well you do in the PvE area, whether it's survival, whether it's the underground, whether it's just the regular PvE area. It will keep track of how well you play the game in general, and it will also reward you, kind of like the proficiency caches reward you currently, but this will also be a monthly thing. So if you're doing really good at the end of the month, and if you're at the top of the leaderboard, I'll say the top 100 per se, you will get rewarded with something cool, whether it be Phoenix credits, regular credits, guns, emotes, skins, caches, all that stuff. You'll get that stuff as you progress inside the game. The leaderboard rankings will also be functioning in the top 3 tiers, so keep that in mind too. So you want to be in the top 3. That's why I said top 100. So tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. So yeah, that's how it'll probably work. So I recommend playing a little bit more PvE, and make sure you get a team together, because if you didn't know, you actually make more points playing as a team inside the division. And most people don't know that, but it's okay. That's why I'm here to tell you. Next up, we got exotic weapons. They're implementing a new system inside the game where they're taking the current named weapons in the game and they're now giving them their own tier list with a whole new color and everything. They're also going to be buffing some of these weapons because, let's face it, some of these named weapons are pretty shit. There's like maybe one or two that anybody uses, and one of them is definitely the Hungry Hog. If I had to guess the other one, it would be the Caduceus, but the Caduceus been nerfed the hell and back, and it's just basically... Where did everybody go? Never mind. It's basically just not even worth using the Caduceus unless you're a complete skill build runner. So hopefully with this new buff to named weapons, it will be a good thing, because I'm tired of seeing named weapons that I come across and I'm like, I don't have the build for this. I can't fucking use it. This is stupid. But exotic weapons will all have the following. They will have their own unique talent, like a very special unique talent. Nothing like that's in the game currently, so we're going to see new talents for these weapons. They're also going to have a set bonus introduced to them, so if you're using 2 or more of the same weapons, you can only use 3, but if you're using 3 of a similar weapon exotic type, you will get a very special unique bonus from it, whether it be a skill, whether it be a talent, whether it be a boost to all 3 of those weapons. I don't know. Again, this is still up in the air. It just says unique weapon bonus. That's all it says. So until we find out more about it, we're not gonna know much about it. They're also implementing a brand new difficulty level inside the game called Legendary Difficulty. This difficulty is the hardest difficulty in the game, and it will also be the main way you can get exotic weapons inside the game. So if you want exotics, you gotta play Legendary Difficulty. So that's fair, basically. You play the hardest difficulty in the game to get the best weapons in the game. And Legendary Difficulty will be for a specific set of missions. The following missions will be what they are set for, which is Times Square, Warren Gate Power Plant, the Napalm Production Site. Those are the only missions that will currently get the Legendary Difficulty status. They will eventually make their way to the incursions, and you will be able to do Legendary Difficulty on incursions. But Heroic Mode right now is pretty difficult for the most part. I mean, it's mostly just spawns on top of spawns on top of spawns, and you just need a little bit of teamwork to function and know how and when they're going to come at you at. But usually you can do it. Legendary Difficulty sounds like it'll be a little bit different, and hopefully it will make your team have to use a bit more tactics and group synergy and stuff like that. So we'll find out as we come along. Next up, we got some gear set changes, and this is probably for the best because some of these gear sets are extremely overpowered. First up is Alpha Bridge. I'm sorry to all you Alpha Bridge users. I'm an Alpha Bridge user too, but we are getting a nasty nerf. You will no longer be able to share all the talents between the guns anymore. So if you're using the same weapon type and you're getting all 3 talents, you're only going to be able to unlock the shared talent that they have. So for instance, if you have a P416 and a I don't know, MP7, and they both have destructive, but you don't have destructive for the MP7, if you're running both of these weapons and you have 4 pieces of Alpha Bridge on, you will get destructive for both of the weapons. That's how it's going to work. I'm not sure if it'll work if you have the exact same talents for all the guns on both weapons. That's a little questionable, and it seems like a whole lot of math and effort to put into, but that's how it's going to work from now on, and that's just how the way we're going to have to deal with it. Frontlines 4-piece no longer removes critical hit chance and instead removes the effect of any mods you have applied to the shield. So what that means is if you put something on the shield, say, I don't know, smart cover, you put smart cover on the shield, because you can do that, it will basically remove it. Or if it's, you know, something like the shield's on fire, or I don't know, this is worded really weirdly. If anybody understands it, tell me in the comments, because I don't fucking get it. Reclaimer has been changed again. This is getting stupid. It's focusing on the support station this time. Its 4-piece bonus activates all support station mods simultaneously. It no longer has the affected mods on the consumables. So before, when they had it, if you're using Reclaimer and you use a consumable, everybody got the consumable. But if somebody else in your team had a consumable and they used it, it will also apply to them just because one person was running it. Then they changed it, and then they put all consumables on cooldown. Then they changed it again. Now it's not going to affect consumables at all. It's only going to affect your support station. Tactician's Authority is getting a slight buff. It only disappears when you use the skill. Right now, it works as every 10 seconds after you use a skill, it's gone. But they're going to change that because it's kind of stupid to wait and get your kill and then 10 seconds go by and then you can't use what you needed to do it for it. It's really stupid. We're also getting a brand new gear set called Seeker. Hopefully this applies to the Seeker mines because the Seeker mines are getting no love and they really should. They're good for crowd control, but most people don't use them for crowd control considering you can just toss a flamethrower grenade and call it a fucking day. Armor's been changed in the game as well. There's going to be a few different changes to the, mainly that the damage calculation is getting changed, so armor bonuses aren't going to be set for armor bonuses. It's now going to focus on your health. So instead of having all this armor mitigation, you're going to want to start investing inside of health too. Armor's still going to have their set bonuses for armor, so don't get the wrong idea. Don't completely abandon armor here. You still need armor, but the way toughness is going to work from now on is that you need health and armor. That's how it works now, but you're going to need more health than armor in order to get your toughness really high. Diminishing the returns have also been added for the status effects again. They took it out for a short while to see how it would work. Didn't work out, so they're putting it back in. Other parts of the game have also been rebalanced to make sure that time to kill and enemy time to kill can stay balanced between respective parties, and all of these changes will be retroactive. We're getting a slight buff to skill power too. There's going to be more focus on those numbers, so if you've got a high skill power, then all of your skills are going to be reflecting that. So if you're one of those people like me who uses a flash grenade and the flash grenade stuns people for like a good 15 seconds, then if you keep it really high, then you could turn that 15 into 30 seconds. There's a bigger difference between skill efficiency, low and high skill power builds now, so you might want to start making sure that you low skill power people aren't low skill power people anymore, because you're going to see that in translation inside the Dark Zone, and I trust and believe me, it's really filthy when it happens. A few things have been changed. Hip fire is going to be a little stupid now. You now have a 1 second gap between rolling. You can no longer reload your gun while sprinting. Medkits can be used at full health in order to get you to remove status inflictions on you. Rejuvenated talent has been changed for the resistance effect. Adrenaline no longer gives you overheal, and enemy health bars will now flash whenever they use a health kit. All in all, these changes are pretty cool, and they're going to be all retroactive once the 1.6 comes out. So be ready, people. My advice to all of you right now is, again, start collecting gear, start saving up money, because when this drops, it's going to be completely different, and you might want to have gear on standby in order so you can stay up to date. This has been Keisha Nikari with your update for 1.6. I know this is a little fast, better than usual, but you know, this is how I roll now. So I'm signing off. Make sure you keep on gaming. Peace.